So, I was playing on the ladder the other day, and I got absolutely wrecked by a blue-black poison deck that played no creatures. Well, of course, I had to build this deck myself, so I've spent the last, I think, more than a week trying to reconstruct this deck and put together a version that wins. It's the new Poison. Let's go. Welcome to the Attic Manadad here. It's the channel where we explore what's fun in Magic, mostly on Arena. What's fun today? Poison. Some of you hate it. Some of you think it's a cheap way to win. Well, it's actually a hard way to win, I think. It's a challenge. And we've seen a blue-black poison control deck before, but there's some new pieces thanks to Duskmourne and Foundations that I think power it up a little bit, maybe, push it that little bit more. So let's take a look. As I said, I've been experimenting with different builds of this deck for more than a week, trying to find the version that I like the most. This version is very powerful. The only thing about it is you can easily mill yourself out, and that's thanks to this Tale of Tameo. If you don't know this one, it's a little bit of an obscure card. Chapters 1, 2, and 3, mill 2. If 2 cards share a card type were milled this way, draw a card, repeat the process. Well, if you get lucky, or maybe unlucky if you're trying not to mill yourself out, you can actually draw quite a few cards off of this. Because this is a poison deck, we can also proliferate. So we can get through those first 3 chapters maybe faster than you expect. Then we get to Chapter 4. Exile any number of target instant, sorcery, and or Tameo Planeswalker cards. Not relevant, that part, the Planeswalker thing. Copy them, you may cast any number of the copies. Well, we have a number of instants and sorceries that either proliferate or add poison counters. Case in point, Prologue to Pheresis. We're going to run 4 Serum Snare. If opponent has some small stuff that we can bounce, we get to proliferate with that. We have Experimental Augury. That proliferates. We have Vraska's Fall. Opponent's going to sacrifice a creature. They're going to get a poison counter. Other stuff, not so super relevant. Only 2 Distorted Curiosities, maybe should be 3 or 4, but because it can be an Ancestral Recall in this deck. But I was finding that actually getting the first poison counter you get on the opponent is the most important. So your Vraska's Falls and your Bring the Endings are really where it's key. You can also make a Phyrexian Might. So technically you can have creatures, but there's so much creature removal. You actually end up blanking your opponent's deck quite a bit by not having any creatures. So this is a best of 1 deck. The sideboard is just some other ideas. You can run Whisper of the Dross. You could run Aetherize. I had some success with Aetherize. I think the deck that beat me was running Aetherize. But anyway, other than that, we're just controlling. We're gonna refute things or reject imperfections, which is a counterspell that can proliferate. I kind of split these up because refute is actually very useful, the discard draw. We need to be able to get to our Prologue to Phyresis as fast as we can. We've got Anoint with Affliction, which is small creature removal in the early game, and once we get those 3 poison counters, it just removes anything. Unsummon for just a little more bounce than we're getting from Serum Snare, and it's also only 1 mana, so it can be nice to copy or whatever. And then 2 board wipes, 2 copies of Blasphemous Edict in the deck, 1 Mind Splice Apparatus. This is really good, but you also don't necessarily want multiples of it. But just making all these spells cost 1 less is pretty insane. So we really don't have to proliferate very much on it to make it useful. In the mana base, we do have 1 Restless Reef, couple Darkslick Shores, 4 of Gloomlake Verge, 4 of Underground River, 2 of Undercity Sewers. Could probably adjust that a little bit more. Stick around to the end. We'll see the real win rate of the deck, and we'll talk about any further changes I'm considering after playing some more games with it. But without further ado, let's see the new Poison in action.
Hey, it's me, Overlord of the Hauntwoods. Actually, haunting and overlording are just my hobbies. My day job is managing the YouTube algorithm. I try to make sure lots of negative, conspiracy-laden clickbait shows up in your feed. You know, nightmare fuel. Whatever you do, don't like, comment, or elder gods forbid, subscribe to a channel like this one, okay? We don't need your feed filled up with people who genuinely enjoy playing Magic like this so-called Manadad. He puts deck lists and other useful links in the description. He even shows real win rate stats at the end of the videos. Yikes. Clicking on positive, helpful videos takes away from the time I could be spending haunting woods or putting my friend Writhing Chrysalis into draft boosters. But you don't have to take it from me. 9 out of 10 players who want to unban grief agree. Now let's see. What is your racist uncle clicking on today? He has impeccable taste. Let me send some of those videos your way.
Okay. There's a fantastic game against Mono Red, but I'm not going to play it first. Because reasons. Keep this. It's a bit slow. Try to find an untap land. Well, actually, that's not a bad turn two. Well, let's just play in a tap land. Technically, that's an instant. We should have waited. Okay. We got a slow opponent. That's good. Pass the turn. They do something instant speed. Virtue of Loyalty. That's fine. Kind of Abzan token stack, maybe? The Iron Crag. A. Okay. Well, I'm just going to try to find a land here. Got him up to 2 poison, though. No land. Do you want to just play Vraska's Fall next turn? I think we'll probably just get the Experimental Augury to hope to dig. And we draw Vraska's Fall. Okay. Well... I really want to play a Tale of Tameo. I'm a little bit worried what they can do with 5 mana. I think I'll just pass the turn. Yeah, they avoided doing something there. Maybe they had a chance to make another night. Not sure. We can take another 2. Figure out what is going on. So best case scenario is they pass it. Okay, they just want to do Virtue of Loyalty. That's fine. They can plus up all the creatures they don't have. Now all these are just straight up 2 mana removals, and we get a 1 mana draw 2, which is great. Darkslick Shores not so great. I think I'll play the tap land and just hold up Anoint and Experimental Augury. Play control styles. Ancient Cornucopia. You can gain all the land you want. That or all the land. You can gain all the life you want. That's fine. My turn. Okay. Don't do anything we need to remove. Experimental Augury, take a Mirex, proliferating it. That Mirex cooking. I think it's time. Oop, well, too late. Auto tapper. I was going to tap that colorless, because it's going to become colorless next turn anyway. They have a Tear Asunder. We still get the trigger. Did not get a draw out of it. They don't have any creatures. See how many Terra Sunders they've got. Probably a whole handful of them. Hey, we got a draw out of it. Now I don't mind because they're 2 for 1ing themselves no matter what they do. Eternal Wanderer. I can't really do anything about that. I could try to... What do I can find here right now? Bring the ending. You're one mana short. You're 1 turn too late. 1 mana short. Can just keep removing those creatures, possibly. Oh wow. Okay. So there's there you get to see what happens when you draw a bajillion cards with the Tale of Tamio. Well, we can stock the graveyard even further. Oh wait. Oh, it's a legendary enchantment though. Whoopsie. Are we gonna have to discard, however? So we'll just remove that. That's the turn. They can make another one. We can make a 1/1 might. May be able to sneak a few poison in. Depending. Their hand might just all be creature removal. They make a samurai.
I brought backup.
And they play a Vraska. Well, that's probably what countering. And I guess I'll. Oh, here, wait. Let's wait till their actual end of turn. Yeah, I like it. Make the creature. Okay, Refute's nice to have on deck. We actually don't want to proliferate here. Because we're about to get a big turn. Let's pass the turn. So we got a couple counter spells. We're not worried about the ultimate on Eternal Wanderer. Let's go for the 2/2. Virtue of Persistence. Let's discard. Unsummoned's not too bad. Oh, okay. Opponent scooped it up. They saw the writing on the wall, maybe? Have they faced this deck before? The point is, the Tamio pops off. We go to our graveyard, and we get to replay all the stuff so we could prologue, and I guess Braskas and Experimental Augury, and oh yeah, 3 prologues, Experimental Augury. They would have had a bunch of poison. We could have made a 1/1 might there, and unsummoned their guy. So I think we had that one. Play it in the new poison, the new, the poi. What going first? It's kind of a rough hand. Just hope that by their turn 3, we're not dead. With Serum Snare to react that slowly. Maybe need more unsummons in this deck. Mount Go is a good sign. Opponent, are you there?
I do not have time for this. I do not have time for you.
Okay, they took their sweet time deciding to do a slick shot show off. We can probably kind of get them here. Oh, we drew Anoint with Affliction, which is nice. I'd rather use that than use up our proliferate spells. Question is, are they the white deck or are they just a standard mono red? They're doing another slick shot, huh? Alright, well, we can augury. Hope to find something else. Do we want to just keep hitting? Bring the ending. Would be useful eventually. I think we just want to keep hitting land drops. They're going to try to hit us with a big turn. Hopefully not this turn. If they can wait one more turn, we can get 4 lands and we can anoint. Oh, this is perfect. They're going to pass the turn? Perfect. Okay. Let's sacrifice that. That was the Fugitive Codebreaker. Okay, Darkslick Shores comes into play tapped, so we'll play the untapped land. Pass the turn. Monastery Swift Spear. I think we'll let that resolve. We can take 1 damage, that's no problem. And then I guess we just go. We could have made a 1/1 actually. That was a punt.
From the end zone, he punts it. Oh my goodness, this could be the longest punt in Super Bowl history.
I don't think I've been that
Took
excited.
another
for a
breaking
punt.
ending. It's gonna
What
get us
a
there.
punt.
Snack is certainly slow playing here. Okay, an Urabrax Forge. That is worth countering. This might tease out their slick shots now. That's going to be 2. Okay, it's 2. Blasphemous Edict. It's a little bit slow, but if they do ever play out a bunch of creatures and not pump them, I guess we'll be glad we have it. So now we kind of got Refute plus Serum Snare. Refute will be nice if they give us a target. I think that's an okay target. Let's tap this for colorless. The thing with these lands is you really gotta watch the auto tapper. There we go. Distorted Curiosity will be nice eventually. Maybe a vote in favor of Serum Snaring this turn. Gonna get to 3 poison. Alright, opponent, would you like to pump? Lightning Strike. Yeah, I'll take the bait. Okay, well, they get a pretty decent hit in with the Swift Spear, but that's 7. It's getting dicey. Definitely need to find some more removal here. Perfect. Guess it's all instant speed. Let's pass the turn. Well, it definitely knows how to play against us. They're playing this perfectly. Do they play the other slick shot? They do not. We go with the shock. Okay. Let's exile one of those. Exile the other one. Go to 5. Get a Tail of Tamiyo. Kind of just have to hope they don't draw a pump spell, I guess. Okay, we didn't draw anything there. Maybe we were supposed to Distorted Curiosity. I guess we lose anyway, so we may as well draw. So if they get the pump spell, we're just toast. Did they get it? They got the Forge. We go to 1. We don't really have a way to deal with the Forge once it's resolved. So we're talking about somehow getting 8 poison this turn. Could we possibly do it? We can Vraska's Fall. And Unsummon will save us one more turn. Potentially. That's the blockers. Unsummon. Okay, so let's see. They're at 4 poison. We can Serum Snare back the Urabrask Forge. Prologue to Phyresis. How much mana do we have? We probably want to leave some mana up. We can Distort Curiosity at a certain point. And then is that too many? I think that's all we want. We need to leave some mana up. So first thing let's do is, guess, the first one we put on the stack is the last, right? So do the draw spells. I mean, that still kills us if they play it, but I guess it slows them down. Okay, Serum Snare keeps us in it. We can't even reject Imperfection. We only have 1 life, and we couldn't pay for it with the Underground River. Drawing 3 Underground Rivers as our mana is not great. So maybe we're supposed to bounce the Urabrask Forge before that triggered? Was that a punt? Let me know in the comments. We also know that they have a lot of instant spells. That they could just shock us and we'd be gone. They're at 7 poison though. Let's see if we can draw into the colorless here. Poison. Poison. Good game. And bounce for the poison win. Oh wait, which one's my poison one?
If you poison us, do we not die?
Okay, gonna attempt to count to 10. Blue-black, the new poison. We've got our prologue to Phyresis. We've got a couple bounces. Opponent is going first, which is never good. in any Magic format. You lose so much win rate going second, it seems like, these days. The way the game is balanced or unbalanced, as it were. But that's okay. We're a control deck. If we can control enough, we definitely can get some tempo. Potentially. If opponent is even here.
I do not have time for this. I do not have time for you.
Apocalypse boy. Looking to become an apocalypse man. Alright, well, if they're smart, they'll take the prologue to Phyresis. Or maybe the Tale of Tameo. Possibly just that mono-black discard deck that's running around. Seems to be very popular. Maybe I should make a video for it. Okay. Of the Veil. I guess we'll put a Serum Snare in the bin. Okay, just the Underground Rivers deck. Let's get the Tale of Tameo going. And, oh, it's a slasher deck. Got it. Each player discards a card. Well, we may need to bounce. Maybe Blasphemous Edict is just not going to do much. They actually discarded their second slasher. Well, Anoint with Affliction is the card to deal with slasher. Not sure exactly how we're going to deal with Liliana. I guess we can bounce it. Try to bounce it and counterspell it.
You won't be outsmarting me.
Duress. Aha. Proliferate. Maybe we can draw a card. Nope. Another Tale of Tameo. Okay. Well, we just want to prologue to Phyresis. We got to get that poison counter. Hopefully draw land and get this Tale of Tameo started again. Nope. Liliana's back. We'll keep the card draw. Vraska's Fall is probably not going to be that useful against their deck. Experimental Augury. I think we'll just do another Tale of Tameo, or do we want a Serum Snare? We want to be able to bounce that. Let's just go with Tail. They might be able to discard this last card. What's their final card? Another Duress? Oh, Unholy Annex, okay. Alright, well, Bring the Ending would have been nice when they had a Liliana on the stack at some point. Not getting lucky in drawing off of this, that's too bad. That we can counter. They make themselves discard. 2. Oh, okay, 2 lands. We get to draw on again. And we get to draw again. Now we're hitting. Now we're cooking. Let's get them up to 3 poison counters. And I guess we can play a land drop. Oh man, they can ult their Liliana. See how they divide it. I mean, 3 lands and a... we're going to do 2 lands and the Tameo. We got to choose that. Oh wait, we chose the wrong one. Okay. Somehow we're still in this. Duresses. Okay, they get the Anoint. And we're just flooding out. Bat with no target. That's Vraska's Fall. I guess maybe we do want a black source. Bloodletter. We got half the combo. It will be able to well, now we can just exile that. It will be able to make a big old demon though. So we may as well play this island. There's the demon. Land is not good. Land is very much not good. Let's get a draw spell and draw into a removal spell. Another Unholy Annex. Holy smokes. Well, we can get this, but then they'll just make another demon, so... I guess... we could wait till they attack with the demon. Hope that they've spent their mana. No. Good game. And they would just drain us for 4, and we... Blue-black poison! Poison, poison off. My microphone. Technically, it's a pop filter on the microphone. Okay, well, it's kind of a mono blue hand until we find something to activate these, but that's fine. We got the unsummon. Blooming Marsh, Llanowar Elves. I think we'll bolt the bird. Bulgari, not a great matchup for us. We'll try to prologue our way to victory here. Do need to hit some land drops. Llanowr's back. Do they not have a second land? They did. Okay. So we did tempo them a bit. We got a bit of tempo there. For 10, we have a counterspell. Name elf. Oh, it's Golgari Elves, is it? Archdruid. Well, I wish I had... I guess counterspells don't stop Cavern of Souls, so that's too bad. Blasphemous Edict is going to be fantastic. Love that for us. Yeah, go ahead and run out as many elves as you can this turn, opponent. We'll get our Tale of Tameo started. Just hope we're not dead before we can do the edict. We might actually... let's see how many elves they can put into play. This is the case where you actually get to pay black rather than the spell's mana cost. It's against an elf deck. Dwynen. Oof, okay, go to 14. I think, are we just dead next turn? I guess we can Serum Snare. What's going to slow it down? Serum Snare, 1 Elvish Archdruid. Do we do it now? Do their Archdruids tap for less? The main phase. Maybe we can draw too. Tail of Tameo. Nope. Alright. Please no 14 damage this turn. Leaf Crowned Visionary. Thornwheeled Archer. Is that 13 damage? Are they going to gain a bunch of life? Alright, I believe we have to augury to make sure we hit an untapped land. Oh, we didn't. Oh, dear. Oh, my, oh, my, oh, my. Uh-huh. Okay, well. Magic Gods. That is an untapped land. Okay, the Magic Gods are with us, but we know they have at least one more Elvish Archdruid in hand. A Scry to the top, which is not great. And a Glissa. That's an ouchie. Okay, let's see. We're going to need some way to deal with this Glissa. That gets us to another turn. Gets them another poison counter. We're playing on the knife's edge here. Opponent scries. Again to the top. Archie Druid. Okay. Prologue to Pharesis. Okay, Serum Snare will buy us another turn, so I guess we could prologue just to see if... No, because we want to be able to bring the ending and Serum Snare. Okay. Back to the hand you go. Proliferate. They're at 6 poison. Oh, wait. No, they played that with Cavern of Souls, so no, we cannot counter that. We need, once again need to find... Oh, okay. Huh. Well, Vraska's Fall will deal with one of these guys, but I think we're just toast. We need them to play a spell. So that was a punt, right? Because they could only make one of those guys uncounterable. So they got us. That was a mistake.
From the end zone, he punts it. Oh my goodness, this could be the longest punt in Super Bowl history.
I don't think I've been that excited for a punt. What a punt.
Got him to 9 poison. Narrow loss. Good game. All right. Blue-black poison up against Scyther. If I use Scyther. If I use Scyther. I can see that you are foaming at the mouth. It's a rare one. Oh, no, we're not going first. How many times have we gone first? That'll be interesting to see. Probably underground river down. Could be a mirror match here. It is. And they got to go first. Let's see what they do. Infectious Inquiry. Oh, we're not running. Three mana sorcery. Draw 2, lose 2 life too. Might fire off the Vraska's Fall here? I don't know. Gadwig's first duel. Huh. Okay. I haven't seen that card. Except maybe I saw it once in like WoW Limited. Seems like they're all spells. I'm gonna fire off the Vraska. Keep it mana efficient here. Scry 2. We just bounce this before they get the double up? I don't know how many targets for Serum Snare we're going to get in their deck. They have a Mirex. Prologue to Phyresis. We can't counter that. Let's dig for something other than the land. They've Vraska's Fall us. Hey, we did that to you already, opponent. Well, prologue. If this truly is the battle to who can count to 10 the fastest. Anoint with Affliction might be a useless card. But bring the endings though are hard counters. Whisper of the Dross, no! They tricked us into that. Okay, they didn't opt to make one of their own. Interesting. Heard my deviated septum. Blasphemous Edict is kind of a useless card. Well, we see how many Whisper of the Drosses they have. Wow, okay, they take it. 6 poison. 6 poison to 5. We've taken the lead in the poison battle. The poison battle. Vraska's Fall. May as well use colorless here. Blasphemous Edict is not going to be super useful, so let's do that. Oh, this could be useful. Play another spell, opponent. Drown in Icor? I don't think so. Icor, don't think so. Went in the mirror, and you got to see some of the other options you can play in this deck. Okay, so how'd the deck do? Well, it was running about half and half. Actually had a great win against mono red there, and then we just hit a streak of like fast decks that were on the play against, or on the draw against us, or on the play against us. I don't know. It's like mono red aggro, Boros aggro. Lost a mid range match. Lost a match that was fairly close to the Oculus Reanimator decks. Just kind of didn't hit the right cards at the right time. Lost to a red black Reanimator deck that again just mana screwed, didn't hit the right cards at the right time. Lost to a mono red, and then finally he won the mirror to get our 3 wins. I think when I was working on this deck and when I thought it was ready for prime time, I was playing it on my phone on the weekend and it was winning, and because it was I was more getting matched up against control decks, and then when I got matched up against the fast decks, I was getting my unsummons and the prologues. But I think probably what you want to put in is some of those -4/-4 proliferates. They are sorcery speed, but just don't really do anything until you've at least gotten 1 poison on something. But I guess at least it keeps you alive against these aggro decks. You might also just want to replace the unsummons with cutdowns. Just some more cutdowns, I guess. Fewer counter spells and more cutdowns. Fewer 3-mana counter spells, I guess, and more cutdowns. Because yeah, the red black Reanimator, we probably would have won that, but they hit their. We did beat the elves, an elves deck. The black green. Oh no, the black green deck we lost. There's 1 black green loss that was elves, and then 1 was the Golgari mid range. The elves, we almost won that too. Yeah. I'm not ready to give up on it. I think there is a build of this that wins more than 50% of the time in this meta. But combination of this ain't quite the build and bad luck, and there he is, 27% win rate. All right, enough of my jabbering. Go watch another video that's even better. Thanks for sticking around. This is also proof why you should watch why content creators should put their win rates at the end, because you could have seen the 5 games that I show you, think this is a winning deck if you didn't stick around. So some people cheat. I don't want to talk bad about any other YouTube creators, but some do not give you the real win rates of the decks. Anyways, hope you enjoyed it. Hit that thumbs up. Watch something else right over here. This is Man Dad reminding you, Magic is a game so fun, even dads can enjoy it. Adios.